Well, we found some copper, so we are going to make a proper boiler now, because that tugboat deserves a proper boiler, and I want to be able to sail it for about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes if possible. So what we've done is we've taken three copper tubes, and we've made proper end caps, sort of proper, in copper. And what we've done is we've taken this as a flat disc, oversized. We've taken this undersized cap, which we couldn't use anyways because it didn't really fit well, so there was no way we're going to solder that. So we took the flat sheet of copper and we pressed it right into the tube. And we pulled it out and we tapped it out, so it has a dent. Some of them have a little bit of a denting on them, but we pulled it out and now it fits very nicely in the end once we sand it, and gives us a nice seal for the solder to flow around, as well as a lip for the solder to flow into. So very important. This is really important for limited heat, if you have limited heat. So that's sealed. These are all sealed. These are going to be drilled into this side. They'll hold position. And before we do that, we're going to put a superheater in it, and we're going to use this size tubing as a spacer in between the tubes so that they'll be accurately spaced for the flue, and the flames will go up in between these. So we'll do a wrap around here, and a wrap around here, and then over to this side and wrap around here, and then back up around the top tube. Now the top tube will be up here, because this will fit in the tugboat. If I have these two close together and then this one on top, this will fit into the cabin of the tugboat like the old tank, but this is much larger volume. So we'll have two full tubes of water. Our sight glass will run from here to here, so we'll have a full eye on the water volume of the lower tubes, and as well as about half of the upper tube will know if there's water in here. So that'll be good to fill it. We'll be able to fill it into the top tube, and then the boiling water will create the steam and flow down into the lower tubes. Now this tube is going to be attached with some larger diameter tubing, copper tubing, and we'll have one at the front, one at the back, so that we have a balance of water going into the bottom and steam coming out. Might add two per side, but I'm not sure yet. It depends on how much gas I have left. It does take a lot of gas, so be prepared if you're going to use gas to do this. Even though it's small, it takes quite a bit of heat for this to actually fuse properly. And I'm using hard solder wire just to touch it into these joints here. I'm not using the paste solder because I want the hardest bonds in these where the fire is going to be constantly raging. I want the best solder joints I can get. So we'll go over those. We'll have to do a pressure test, and I'll get I have a large Stewart pump, and I'll use that to fill these with water and test them for pressure. And we're going to test to 180 pounds per square inch, because I'd like to run it at around 80 to 90 psi as a standing boil, and then I'll have a lot of power to use from that point on with the tugboat. And we'll have reverse and that kind of thing, and they work best at high pressures. So definitely have a manageable boat, and hopefully it will last 20-30 minutes maybe on the water. I'm not sure yet. My boat with the dual tanks on the skiff and the clinker is two of these tanks, no upper tank, so that gets about 12 minutes of steaming. So hopefully the upper tank will give me another 5 or 6 minutes of steaming, and we'll see how it goes. See ya.